DreAllDay.com.
How do Leonida S234? How do I take criticism? In stride. Depends on who it's coming from, what they're saying, what they're talking about, and what their intention is. Right? Take it in stride. Doesn't matter. Urban K06. Thanks for answering my questions. He's had some success. And he's thanking me. Thank yourself, but you're welcome also. No name D-Dog. How many answers did I gain from Air Alert? Did I have knee pains? Alright, just answer the insist questions. Did it give me knee pains? No. Knees already pretty messed up. You said your guard was at 14. Did you work mostly on handles or shot to improve? When I was 14, I worked on everything. Not any one thing in particular. How can I... Lil Wayne 56901. How can I dribble, handle the ball good when practicing by myself, but when game time comes I don't dribble as well? Do you experience that? Yes, I have experienced that, and the reason why is because you are practicing by yourself. When in the game you have defense, you have pressure. That's why it harkens back to the another question I answered. Is it good to practice with somebody else that can play? It's good to practice with another person because then the things you're working on your own, you can test them out and see if they will really work against a good player, and that's a good barometer for if they'll work in a game. Good question. Chantel says thanks, you're welcome. Cobate08, he wants to say I'm funny as hell. I do what I can. I just answer the questions honestly. You find it funny, great. Patrick says, during post-up, how do you know if you should attack the person with your upper body or the lower body? But when you're in the post, you just do the move. I mean, you're not thinking about if you're going to attack with the upper body or the lower body. You just do the move. You're practicing the moves enough, it just comes naturally to you. It's all muscle memory. So you're not thinking about, I'm going to go upper body this time or lower body that time. Basketball is a full body sport. It's not an upper body sport or a lower body sport. It's a whole body sport. So work on the moves more, Patrick, and then they'll come naturally. You won't have to think about anything. Alex. Got 3 questions as well. How do you drive baseline without getting cut off? Get low, get past the defender's hips, they cut you off, then you got to go a different direction. There is no how to not get cut off. You might get cut off. If the defender's quicker or he's anticipating your move, he's going to cut you off. There's no concrete way to not get cut off. How can you read when do you use a one-step pull-up or a hop-back pull-up? It depends on what the defender is doing. It depends on what kind of spacing you have, what kind of shots you have, where you're comfortable shooting from, and what the defender is capable of. That's also not a concrete answer. It's all fluid. There are no absolutes in the game of basketball as far as doing moves and how to do this and do that. You just have to go by what the situation is. Number 3, you're going for the 8 to 10 foot jumper. To look to jump high and perform a J. Do I look to jump high and perform a J or fade away? Once again, same answer to all 3 questions. Actually, yeah, it's 4 questions. The other question is jumping for a layup. When do you look to have more horizontal distance? When do you look to have more vertical distance? As far as the layup question, you got to look at where the defense is. Are there shot blockers in there? Do you have somebody on your hip? Do you have somebody in front of you? Do you have somebody on this side, that side? Are you wide open? All of these are fluid. It depends on the situation that you're in. That's why you should play games, practice, play against people so you can get a feel for this stuff. This stuff, all these questions are answered in it's the feel of the game. There is no concrete way I can say you should do this in this situation, you should do that to not get cut off, you should do this to make a layup. It depends on what's happening on the court. Good questions though. Taylor Horton. Without being rude and getting into your personal life, how is the pay for playing overseas? Go to DreAllDay.com and go to basketball and look under frequently asked questions because I answered that. What is Dark Shadow 515 asks, what is the D League? That's the NBA Developmental League, which is the minor league to the NBA. Ben says, whenever I attack the basket, I'm always getting cut off or getting into traffic, get the ball stripped. How do I prevent this from happening? You need to play against more people. You need to play more games and get more experience doing the exact things you're having problems with so it will stop happening to you. That's how. Daniel Parisi from Norway. How high is the level overseas compared to the level in the U.S.? Well, I assume you're talking about professionally, but professionally there are a lot of players in Europe who could play in the NBA. They have the ability to play in the NBA. They just choose to play in Europe. So the games are a little bit different. They have different rules. They're kind of called differently, and the styles are for the most part different. But overall, as far as the skill level of the players, they're all good. All professional players are good. Jacob says, I ever thought about where you are in basketball and want to be and what you had to do to be successful? Do you think this is a good mind state to have? I'll try to decipher this question. The mind state to be successful, I mean, if you want to be successful, it's something that you're going to be thinking about every day. Like, I think about the things that I want to accomplish short term and long term every day. They're always on my mind or in the back of my mind or somewhere in my subconscious. So yes, it's a good mind state to have it on your mind, to be thinking about what it is that you want to accomplish. Jordan 5s all day said, I'm so funny. Thank you. NeoPC14. What does the strength require when preventing someone from backing you down? There is no strength required. Depends on who's backing you down. Now, if your little brother's backing you down, you probably can hold him off with one hand. But if your dad or your uncle who's bigger than you is backing you down, then you probably can't hold him off even if you push him as hard as you can. So it depends on who the defender is. Get low, get a low center of gravity. Try to use your quickness if they're too strong, and use your strength if you're strong enough. It's fluid. There is no concrete answer to that question. Depends on who you're playing against. And also depends on how strong you are. What is my favorite best move to perform in a game? My favorite move to perform in a game, I'll probably say make a three-pointer. It's worth more points. But I don't really have any one favorite move. If I had to pick one, I'll just say a three-pointer. What is my opinion of standards of basketball in the UK? Morgan 2610. I think it's, to use one of your words, garbage. This is Andrew from the UK. Andrew, I don't know. I've never played in the UK, and I don't follow UK basketball that closely to really give you a good opinion. And Andrew also asks, have I ever used springback insoles or jump soles? I do use springback insoles, which is just a simple insole which goes right into your shoe. And I do use those, and I like using them. I use them every day when I'm on the court, even when I'm strength training, because it takes a little bit of stress off of your knees and off your ankles and off your back, off all your joints every time you land on your feet. So I do use those, and I do like them. Quintez says, what do I do in the game when you can't get shit to fall? Pass, rebound, play defense, drive to the basket. Simple as that. Alright, that's that. Thank you again for all the questions, y'all. We're going to do it again next week. Leave your comments. We're going to stop the comments on Thursday of next week. And let's keep it going. DreAllDay.com. We're working your game. Get out of here.